Why wait to earn the degree you deserve? You have the experience, you have the knowledge. Now's the time to get the credit for the work you've done and earn the recognition you deserve by starting your comeback at Purdue Global. It's time to earn a degree you'll be proud of, a degree that employers will respect. It's never too late. Never too late to come back stronger and move forward in your career. Start your comeback today at purdueglobal.edu. Purdue's online university for working adults.
A group of high school students started a project to research a string of unsolved murders.
There is no profile of this killer except for the ones the students created.
What if this guy's still alive? Like, what if he comes after us?
Once you start getting a few tips or a few leads or a few identifications, then the cold case isn't so cold anymore.
This is Murder 101. Listen to Murder 101 on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Episode 58, Building a Frugal Culture in Your Community.
Welcome to the Frugal Friends Podcast, where you'll learn to save money, embrace simplicity, and live a richer life. Here are your hosts, Jen and Jill.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Frugal Friends Podcast. My name is Jen.
My name's Jill.
And we are excited to be coming at you with this really interesting topic that I've been really wanting to cover for a long time. And it is transitioning your life from a life that doesn't really care about how you spend money to one that does.
Oh,
and
okay.
how you can bring your friends along, or if all else fails, find new ones. But
that was phrased well. Not kick them to the curb, just replace them.
Right, because it's something that I personally went through when Travis and I were starting to pay off debt, and I had a lot of trouble with it. Mm-hmm. And so I'm sure I'm not the only one, because my experiences are not unique. That was one of the reasons we started Frugal Friends Podcast, so that we could have more frugal friends.
Yeah. And why we go back and forth from PA to Florida, just to maintain that frugal friendship.
Yes, because when you find your frugal soulmate, stay with them and start a podcast together.
Exactly.
So we've got some really, really good articles to share with you, and a really sweet lightning round that you're going to get a lot of rich content from.
When don't you get rich content from this?
For sure. But first, of course, our sponsors.
Of course. Also, brought to you by Friendship. That's right. It's friendship that brings you this podcast today. Obviously. Because friends are the ones you can laugh with, get angry with, like as in alongside, you know. Make bracelets with, start podcasts with, and so much more. Friendship leads to so many great things. Try it today. Friendship, the best kind of ship.
Oh, yes. It takes way less maintenance than actually owning a ship. I'll say that.
You have to hose it down a lot less than real ships.
You should hose it down a lot less.
A lot less hosing down. We all know how tiring that can be.
Yeah. Especially if you live in Florida. Okay. Our first headline today is from Living Well, Spending Less. And this is a guest post on the site from a woman named Sherry Lowe. And it's called How to Stay Friends and Become Debt-Free. Or How to Stay Friends While Becoming Debt-Free. So even if becoming debt-free isn't where you're at right now, this pertains to becoming frugal, becoming minimalist. I think it's family that we have to worry about more when we're trying to become minimalist, because the holidays and baby showers are absurd.
Yeah.
So
but basically, if you're trying to be wise with your money and make wise decisions, how you can do that.
Yes. So this has some tips about how to maintain existing friendships. Jill, what did you like about this one?
So I liked how they encouraged conversation with your friends, like not keeping people in the dark if you do have goals that you're trying to get at. And they do a good job of sussing out like who you share with, who you don't share with. They're not saying like advertise on Facebook everything that's going on in your life financially, but having like a heart-to-heart at the right time. And they kind of like correlated this to the DTR. For those that don't know, like the define the relationship conversation, you know, where it's like, are we going to be exclusive or
yeah, which I thought was a little far, but
a little bit too far. They just wanted to reference the
intense.
DTR. But anyways, just telling your friends about what it is that you want to be doing with your finances and how that might impact the relationship. And this is a good opportunity to be able to explain that you value the person, you want relationship with them, you want to be able to hang out, but that may mean a little bit less hanging out over dinner at a restaurant. And so just some heads up, right? It's good to help set expectations for people and communicate. That is the key to relationships. And to be able to say, I want to pay down debt or whatever it is that you want to do, which means over the next year, I am going to be going out to restaurants a lot less frequently, but please invite me over. I still want to invite you over. It may mean a lot more barbecues in my backyard, but I hope that we can still maintain this relationship. And right, like it shouldn't be founded on whether or not you can go to restaurants together.
Yeah, just like saying what to expect. Like you might hear no from me more, but it's not because I don't want to spend time with you. It's because what I want to do financially. And I like that she notes that it's closest friends, like, again, not advertising on Facebook or just going up to people you just met and be like, hey, I'm going to say no if you ask me to dinner.
And I think this is true even if financial situations shift. Like if you just lost your job or unexpected financial concerns have arisen, even if you're not trying to get at specific financial goals, that can alter the landscape of what you're able to do and engage in. And a lot of times we can try and cover that up and continue status quo. Like, yeah, we'd always go out on Wednesday nights to bowl or whatever it is that you're doing. But that may not be wise anymore because you've got to pay off a new medical bill or you don't have the same cash flow anymore. And so I think just being willing to be vulnerable in this way with your close friends to say, hey, here's what's happening for me, which means here's how my life needs to shift. Of course, this is an interesting one where when we share what's going on for ourselves financially, also making sure we're not putting other people in a position where they feel like you need to now be their charity, right? No one wants to do that. And I think sometimes that's a barrier to telling people is like, now, are they going to feel like they have to buy my meals every time we go out? Or are they going to, I don't want them to just feel sorry for me. And so I think some of that is the way that we approach it, but that's worth noting too as a potential barrier and even how we communicate these things to not put people in a position where they feel like, okay, so now I'm buying the dinner. What do you think about that? Like, what are your thoughts on not putting people in that position?
Yeah, I mean, we experienced that same thing too while we were paying off debt. We had people who were just more generous that, you know, would buy us tickets to things or buy us meals. And it feels awkward because it's like, it's not that I can't afford it. Like I have a job. I just am putting my money towards something else. So I think making that distinction with your friends and saying like, in no way do I expect to be your charity case or do I want you to buy me things so that we can hang out. I actually want to shift the way we spend time. And this actually goes into my favorite part of the article, which is refine how you spend time with others.
Yeah.
So this isn't just about having friends, you know, buy you tickets and meals, but it's cultivating a new way of doing things. So thinking about free activities and spending more nights in each other's homes. And I like this quote. She said, if a night out on the town for the two of you costs more than the GDP of a small country, it's time to scale back your quality time. Which is so funny, but it's like so true.
Yeah.
And most of your friends will be super open to refining how you spend time. And if they are not, then you just have to be open with them and say, like, hey, I understand this is not where you want to be at this time, and, like, your priorities are different, so I'm just going to have to scale back. But it's not you, it's me.
And I've even been surprised in this process of how much a lot of us just go through the motions. It's almost that group think idea of we're all just going to go out to a restaurant because what else will we do? But then when you actually say, hey, I'm trying to scale back. Do y'all just want to come over here and, like, let's do some frozen pizza? How many people are like, yeah, like, I don't really care to go out to a restaurant. It's just like, what else were we going to do? And I have even found that a lot of other people, it has spurred others on to say, yeah, me too. I have financial goals I want to get after. Let's do this thing together. And even opening up about your goals can cause some friendships that can help you sustain in the progress of your goals.
Yes. Hard yes.
Hard yes.
Hard yes. Anything else on this one?
Yeah. So they just are also talking about making the tough decisions in this and being willing to, sometimes it will be a sacrifice, right? We're not saying that you can have your cake and eat it too. To set money aside for some financial goals means some sacrifice in some areas. Hopefully not relationally, right? Hopefully you can keep relationships, but it might mean that, you're going to sit out that Broadway show, but you'll catch them next time during the backyard barbecue. So apparently I love barbecues as alternatives to going out to a restaurant.
Yeah, they're great.
I do have a lot of our friends are in this place of either home buying or raising kids or paying down debt. And so there is some similarities, at least in my friend group, in the decisions we want to make with our money. And a go-to hangout for us is like BYO thing for your grill. And so then that can be whatever you want. Sure, if you want to spend money on a steak and you want to put that on the grill, fine. If you just want to bring a bunch of veggies and a salad and put the veggies on a grill, that's fine too. And so it's kind of a fun way of getting together, sharing a meal, and not breaking the bank. So there will be sacrifices in it, but you can still be creative with relationships and maintaining those friendships.
Yeah. And I mean, and if in the unfortunate event that, like, you have a friend or a friend group that isn't willing to be flexible with what they do to, like, spend more time with you. It's not like a hard and fast decision you have to make just to, like, stop hanging out with them. I did have a few friends that just were not at the same place at the same time. And some of them have, like, since changed and have, come over to the frugal side, but they weren't at the same place at the same time. And so we didn't hang out in that time, in that season that we were paying off debt. But now that, we're debt free and we have a little bit more spending money and they're, a little bit more focused on finances, we reconnect and it's like no time ever passed. So you have to be willing to make those hard decisions and to not feel guilted or obligated to keep relationships going if they're not where you want to go in big picture.
Yeah, and if they're not responding to the invitations to just come over and hang out and have some tea together, then what is the relationship built upon? So
if you have to make some new friends, that's not the worst thing in the world, right? Right?
No. We've gained so much from our new friends.
Yes. So our next article is all about that. It is from Tanya Hester at Our Next Life. And it is the benefits of building a frugal, real-life community. So not just in our wonderful Frugal Friends community on Facebook, which you definitely should all join because it's super fun, but you got to have that real-life community. So she starts, the first half of it is all about the benefits, but we want to skip down to the nitty-gritty of how to build a real-life frugal community. The first thing I liked, and the thing that has been the most helpful for me, is looking for thematically appropriate meetups. So these are meetups either through Facebook or meetup.com or something that are focused on either, there's like financial independence meetups and like side hustle meetups, and your Buy Nothing group has meetups. So all kinds of like meetups with people that you already know 100% are going to be frugal, beyond a shadow of a doubt, going in. So that, and we've been part of Choose FI, which is another really great podcast. They have local meetups. So we've been a part of the Tampa Bay one for over a year, and we have made some great friends from that group. And we get together like once a month, and it's super fun, super frugal, and we talk about like all kinds of nerdy stuff. And so, yeah, I love that one.
We know New Year's resolutions often don't stick. In fact, on average, they last around 30 days. So if saving money is on your 2024 resolution list, here's a foolproof way to stick to yours.
Switch your phone provider to Mint Mobile. For a limited time, wireless plans from Mint Mobile are $15 a month when you purchase a 3-month plan. That's unlimited talk, text, and data for $15 a month.
For those of you paying close to $40 a month for just one phone line, this means a savings of $300 over the course of the year. We especially like Mint because all plans come with unlimited talk and text and high-speed data delivered on the nation's largest 5G network.
To get this new customer offer and your new 3-month unlimited wireless plan for just $15 a month, go to mintmobile.com/frugal. That's mintmobile.com/frugal. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/frugal. Additional taxes, fees, and restrictions apply. See Mint Mobile for details.
AI might be the most important new computer technology ever. It's storming every industry, and literally billions of dollars are being invested. So, buckle up. The problem is that AI needs a lot of speed and processing power. So, how do you compete without costs spiraling out of control? It's time to upgrade to the next generation of the cloud, Oracle Cloud Infrastructure, or OCI. OCI is a single platform for your infrastructure, database, application development, and AI needs. OCI has 4 to 8 times the bandwidth of other clouds, offers one consistent price instead of variable regional pricing. And of course, nobody does data better than Oracle. So now you can train your AI models at twice the speed and less than half the cost of other clouds. If you want to do more and spend less, like Uber, 8x8, and Databricks Mosaic, take a free test drive of OCI at oracle.com/strategic. That's oracle.com/strategic. oracle.com/strategic.
Yeah, and kind of reflecting back to even the previous article, this one talks about talking about your goals with existing friends. So even looking within your current network to see who might share similar interests and help me to stay on track with what I've decided to set my hands to, and might be able to create even greater connection and partnership in this thing that I'm trying to get after.
Yeah, you could have some like acquaintances in your arsenal that could be your like next greatest friend you just don't know yet. It could be just like a random person on Facebook, and then you meet up.
And then you're like, yeah, let's meet up. Let's be friends. Let's start a podcast.
Yeah. And it's like love at first sight. So
yeah, exactly.
I also liked send signals through your actions, which was really, when I read it at first, I was like smoke signals? Like, I don't get it.
Just send up smoke signals. Alarm.
She says
turn on the alarm bells.
You can draw out the secretly frugal folks through subtle actions. So
sounds manipulative and scary and fun.
I love it. But I guess through just doing normal frugal things and seeing who shows up or who's super into it can give you an idea of who around you leans more towards a frugal lifestyle.
Okay.
And she also suggests chatting with people on planes. Like, I don't recommend that. I like to just put my headphones on and look down.
Put a headphone in and get this plane ride over with. That's amazing. I just force my frugal lifestyle on other people. Like I show up to a baby shower and I'm like, yeah, these clothes are from the thrift store, but I washed them. What you do with it after that is up to you.
I actually put that on my baby shower invitation that I prefer secondhand and used items, but I'm also registered at Target. One person brought me like hand-me-downs from her son, but also got me a Target gift card.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. And then my mom got me this really sweet swing. So, and everybody else, even though they like knew they had the option to get me like cheap thrift stuff, they didn't. They just went to Target. So which is fine, you know. Not everybody wants to do the frugal thing, and you give people options.
Yeah. And sometimes you force it on them. It's okay. I think along with this, I do want to just make sure that we bring some balance to this conversation, that it's not about surrounding yourself with everyone who's like-minded to you and is going after these goals. The reason that we're having this conversation is because oftentimes the majority of people that we are surrounded by may not be so focused on paying down debt or reaching other financial goals that are going to require sacrifices. So this is finding friends or making new friends who can help you. Not to say get rid of all the others because they're just a drag and they're pulling you back. Like, it's good to have variety in relationships and different perspectives. But when you're in a season of really buckling down financially, it's really important to have people who are going to cheer you on in that, who understand some of your reasons behind it, who might be doing it themselves, or who at least can be supportive. So I think it's more about an adding in people who can provide this versus a like taking away or only hanging out with people who are like-minded.
Well said. Yeah, that's exactly what we're going for. So balance.
Thanks, Jen. Balance.
Yeah.
Balance and composure.
Yes. I also liked, I want to just reiterate the join the Buy Nothing groups, because this is a twofold like method. You can check back to our episode about how to get everything for free, where we talk more about Buy Nothing groups, but these things also have meetups, potlucks, orientations, like a lot of opportunities for people to get together and do things. Yeah. And it is a great way to meet like-minded people. Yeah. So I also love that one. Anything else stuck out to you, Jill?
That's it on this one. I think I do like the first part of the article where they talk about the benefits of being in a real life frugal community. So feel free to reference the article after you listen to this podcast. You can head on over to our show notes and find the link to the article so you can read the whole thing for yourself.
Yes. Something else that I'm super into, and I know you are super into also, Jill.
Oh, because how could you not be? It's like the literal best time of the week.
Yeah. It's
the Bill of the Week.
That's right. It's time for the best minute of your entire week. Maybe a baby was born and his name is William. Maybe you paid off your mortgage. Maybe your car died and you're happy to not have to pay that bill anymore. Duck Bills, Buffalo Bills, Bill Clinton. This is the Bill of the Week.
Hi, Jen and Jill. This is Amaryllis again. I wanted to give you an update on a new non-bill that I have. I don't know if you can hear this, but I'm driving in my brand new paid-off 2014 Toyota Corolla. Oh, yeah. Okay, bye, guys.
I love the end. Okay, bye, guys.
I love it. Yes, we heard it. We heard it. It was awesome.
We did hear it. Or were you just honking in traffic and talking on the cell phone?
I love it. Oh, gosh.
That's amazing. Congratulations. What a good feeling to have a paid off vehicle.
Oh my gosh, yes.
You own that thing. You own that Toyota Corolla.
And
You're driving it around. You're calling the Frugal friends. You're doing the bill of the week. You're just killing it right now.
And it's a Toyota Corolla, so you can literally have it forever.
Yup. I challenge you to have that thing forever.
Yes. Oh my gosh. If you have an amazing bill of the week, like Amaryllis, please send us your bill to frugalfriendspodcast.com/bill. And you can leave us a speak pipe or a Google voicemail if you're on your phone. And we're going to play it because we love these.
Because we love it so much.
We are obsessed. All right.
It's never too late. Never too late to earn a degree. Never too late for a comeback. Between your busy career and taking care of a family, it can feel like there's never a good time to go back to school. But your time is now. Time to start your comeback with Purdue Global. As Purdue's online university for working adults, Purdue Global is dedicated to supporting adults like you who know it's time to earn the recognition you deserve. You have the experience, you have the knowledge, it's time to get credit for the work you've done. You can balance work, family, and everything in between while earning your degree. It's time to move forward in your career, for your family and for yourself, with a degree you're proud of, a degree that employers will recognize and respect. You're worth this investment in yourself to earn a degree you deserve. It's never too late. Never too late to go back to school and come back stronger with an education you can trust. Now is the time for your comeback. Start yours today at purdueglobal.edu.
We all agree that reducing carbon emissions is a good thing. And once again, Toyota is leading the way. We hear a lot about fully electric vehicles, and Toyota has them, with more on the way. But we also know a BEV is not for everyone, whether it's because of cost, range, or concern about finding a charging station when your battery gets low. You start freaking out. Plus, the raw materials used to manufacture batteries are limited. Enter Beyond Zero, Toyota's vision for a carbon-neutral future in vehicles and in manufacturing plants, too. In the years ahead, the materials used to make just one long-range battery for an EV could be used to make batteries for 6 plug-in hybrids or 90 gas-electric hybrids. That's why Toyota's position today is electrified, diversified, empowering you to choose how to reduce your own carbon footprint with the vehicle that's right for you, a hybrid, plug-in hybrid, or a battery EV. So shop, learn more, and get details at toyota.com/beyondzero. Toyota, let's go places.
Well, you know what's the next best thing to the bill of the week?
The second best thing is the lightning round. See how our reception to that is so different. I'm not changing. I'm not re-recording. But I did really enjoy putting this one together.
Yeah, this is a good lightning round.
I was
Jen,
by
you're
myself,
getting it.
and
you're finally getting it.
I was laughing by myself in public, and that's how you know it's good. So
let's get into it.
Today's lightning round is 4 ways to lose friends and make enemies.
Tell them how to do it. Tell them how to do it.
All right. Number 1, assume they don't care about their finances. Don't ask them. Just assume because your friends spend money, it's not because they feel overwhelmed by their finances. It's because they just don't care.
Yeah, definitely assume they don't care about their finances.
That's way number 1 to lose friends and make enemies. Jill, what's number 2?
Number 2, out of 4 ways to lose friends and make enemies, shame them when they make a purchase you don't approve of. Don't consider that you probably would have made the same purchase several weeks ago. Just let everyone know you wouldn't do it now.
No way, no how. Not me, not today.
Wouldn't have made that decision. Oof.
Nope.
All right, I would never do that. But go ahead. No, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead if you wanna ruin your life. You know, these are some things you can say to them, like in an effort to
if you
shame
need
them.
like a script. Yeah. Way number 3 to lose friends and make enemies, talk only about Dave Ramsey. Seriously, only topics from the latest radio show, book, Financial Peace University class. That's it. And occasionally you can mention Rachel Cruz or Chris Hogan, but don't go crazy. Don't get it twisted.
Occasionally the closely affiliated people, but otherwise.
Yeah. And they're the only two that are...
Stick to Dave Ramsey.
Those are the only two you can reference.
Oh, yeah. I mean, just stick to one topic. That's a surefire way.
Yeah.
And last, but certainly not least, way to lose friends and make enemies, only advertise your successes. Did you bust your budget? Did an unexpected expense cut your student loan payment? Don't tell anyone. Only post on social media about how well you're doing and that God is obviously smiling on you because your choice to become financially secure.
I think this is the most important one.
It's the most important one. It's the most practical one. Like, just like everything else in life, don't tell other people when you fail. Like, only tell them when you're succeeding. And definitely make sure that you find something that you're succeeding in on a regular basis so that you have enough to talk about to make people understand just like how perfect you are.
Yes. Yeah. People forget that little one. You want to have enough successes to actually mention.
It sounds like we're bitter about something. We're really not. We're just having fun.
Yeah. Right.
This really hasn't really happened to me before, but we definitely know ways that you wouldn't keep friends. You know, it's like the Bernstein Bears, like what not to do.
Yeah. But here's like a dirty little secret. Like I've probably done all of these things at one point or the other. And I think if you spent any amount of time paying off debt or changing your lifestyle to be like more financially conscious, you've done one of these things without thinking about it. So I think it's fun just to poke fun
at ourselves.
At me, not Jill. But
no, you can poke fun at me. I'm over here. You can make fun of me.
Yeah. So those are the 4 ways to lose friends and make enemies. If you have decided that you don't want to do anything else we talked about on the first half of the episode, then definitely stick with these 4. And I think we've covered all the bases.
But don't reference us. Don't reference that you heard it here. It is interesting, though, that you mentioned number 1, assuming they don't care about their finances. I'm about to bring this one full circle. I do think we do this a lot, particularly in marriage when it comes to finances. Like if we make different decisions about finances, we can, right? This is a key to marriage, is like assuming the best in one another, which we often don't do. We don't assume the best. And so one of those ways is assuming that the other person doesn't care about finances. So here's a little counseling tidbit for you. We actually did this.
This one's for free.
And I know, this one's for free.
She usually charges for this.
It's interesting enough to share. Okay. So in this couples counseling session, we put like a $10 bill on the ground, just like whatever somebody had in their pocket. We put it on the ground and we asked both of them, both the husband and wife, like, if you saw this in a room, what would you do? And both of them said they would pick it up, right? Like, what would you do if you just saw a $10 bill lying on the ground? Like, everybody would say I would pick it up. Why? Because it has value, right? Like you can do something with it. Either it belongs to somebody else and you want to give it back to them, or you're going to pocket it because you can purchase something with it. Like it has value. And I think just that simple illustration shows that we do value finances. Everybody does. Everybody would pick up money on the ground. Maybe not everybody would pick up pennies like me. I do value even pennies. Surprise. But that we have value. So like, let's start the conversation from that point that yes, we both value this thing. What we choose to do with it might be different, but let's not assume the worst in that you just don't care. Which it can be a pivotal thing, especially when it comes to financial conversations within marriage. So anyhow, made me think of that.
Yeah, that's a really great tip. Thank you for sharing that, Jill.
You're welcome, Jen.
All right. So, it's a pretty short episode today, but I feel like it was packed with a lot of really good information. And I think that all of these tips are more instantaneously actionable. Mm-hmm. So take the rest of the 30 minutes that would have been this episode and like call a friend or find a meetup or do something to build out your frugal community. Make your surroundings more frugal to set yourself up for short-term and long-term success.
I like it.
So,
I like
there's
it.
your challenge for
actionable steps. We've given you time for it. That was intentional.
For today, this weekend. Yeah, for sure, for sure. We didn't just like talk really fast. So it's the last day of May, and so we're finishing up The Soul of Money by Lynn Twist for book club, and we'll be starting a new one next week, and you'll just have to tune in to see what that one is.
But if you still want a free copy, are we still giving a free copy of The Soul of Money by Lynn Twist? There you go.
Of course.
If you still want a free copy of that, because you can still read even if we're done reading it, and you can enter to win a free copy by leaving us a review on iTunes or Stitcher, then screenshot that review and email it to us. So our email is frugalfriendspodcast@gmail.com. And once we reach 5 reviews, for every 5 review, we give away 1 book. So we'll select the winners at the end of the month, depending on how many reviews we get.
And if you want to know an example of a helpful review, here's our review of the week. And it's from Noli Trex. And it's titled Still Listening. So 5 stars. It's 5 stars. She said, I wrote a bad review because I was annoyed by the ads these ladies are running. The joke ads are hilarious, but I hate real ads and sponsors in all contexts. In the most recent episode, they called out my bad review and reminded me it was here. Yeah, I'm clearly still listening to every episode and have grown to really love this podcast. I especially love the interview with Mrs. Frugalwoods, who is a fave blogger of mine. Ignore the ads. Everybody's got to make a living, but the content really is fab, and I enjoy the banter. Well, thank you.
Noli Trex. Honestly, you made you made our week, but you've kind of made my month/year with that review. I could not believe it. Honest to goodness, Jen and I were texting back when Eric found it and pointed it out to us, and then Jen and I were just texting back and forth. Obviously, tons of GIFs flying back and forth with just how amazing this was. Like, who does that? Who goes back and says, I left a bad review, now I'm coming back with a good review? Like, talk about some courage and some just amazing character. I'm like, I just can't get over it. Thanks so much.
Yeah. You definitely made our month with that one. And feel free to ignore our ads.
Feel free to. Feel free to fast forward through it.
Yes. But I'm glad that you love the content and the banter. That's what we're really here for.
Mm-hmm.
So
for friendship,
mostly the banter.
The best kind of ship.
Yes, the best kind of ship. Brought to you by Friendship.
Glad you've turned into a friend, Noli Trex.
Yes. All right, y'all. This has been a good one. Take this extra 20 minutes and go find a friend.
Find a friend. Find a friendship that you don't have to hose down.
And if you do have a friendship, don't hose it down.
Only if they ask you to.
Still don't. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
See you next week. Frugal Friends is produced, edited, and mixed by Eric Sirianni.
Oh, goodness.
Right?
I wonder how often people with ships need to hose it down. Like, how relevant is that statement even? Like, hosing down your ship?
I think it's actually relevant because you need to get the salt off of it.
Yeah. Although ships are different from boats, and I think I learned this. Don't take this 100%. But I think in order to be called a ship, there needs to be other boats within yourself. Am I saying that? Like other vessels on board in order to be considered a ship.
Okay. So must contain at least one lifeboat.
Right. In order to be considered a ship.
Okay. I You'd think I would know that because I live on the water, but I don't. I have no clue because I don't have a boat or a ship.
We will come live in Florida, and we will bring our boat, and on our boat, we will bring a raft, and then we will be called a ship. And it'll be friends having friendship on the ship of life boats.
Yeah, say that slowly. Oh. Yeah, don't say that fast.
I don't even think I could remember what I just said. I know I made a lot of boat references, though, so you're welcome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, wow. I'm a lifesaver. Life preserver. I don't know. You can't just cut me. Like, what is this? Are you doing this? I'm talking to myself right now because you cut me. Are you going to start doing that in real life where you're just like, okay, cut because we have a podcast together?
A group of high school students started a project to research a string of unsolved murders.
There is no profile of this killer except for the ones the students created.
What if this guy's still alive? Like, what if he comes after us?
Once you start getting a few tips or a few leads or a few identifications, then the cold case isn't so cold anymore.
This is Murder 101. Listen to Murder 101 on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Discover the heartwarming and hilarious world of sibling connections on Sibling Revelry with Kate Hudson and Oliver Hudson. Dive into family tales, explore the human mind, and laugh with guests like Joel and Benji Madden. It's more than a podcast, it's a celebration of the ties that bind us.
And it's fun because we've decided to open it up to really like all kinds of different siblings. And it's going to be an awesome season.
Listen to Sibling Revelry with Kate Hudson and Oliver Hudson on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.